Ooh, I tell her get low, gon' rock with me. You gon' mess around now and get a shopping spree. I'm now in your possession like apostrophe. Ooh, enough with all the talking, I just told her say less and do more, do more, do more, do more. Ooh, I tell her do more, do more, do more, do more. Go ahead, set the mood right, dirty like a food fight. You been working all day, load it up in 2 nights. Do more, do more, do more, do more. Ooh, I tell her, and she gon' work that right. I'ma mess around and drown when she drop that down. No more phone me blowing up, I like not right now. Oh, I swear that she in next the way she work that mouth. Whoa, automatic cause she move, she be cousin static. I be straight up like an addict, might be coming at it. Now I gotta have it, had enough with all the moves, yeah, move here. Ooh, let me grab it now, I'm on 1 year. Now I'm not done yet, told her wait right here. I'll be back one sec, this is just time out, this is not no way. Go and grab that friend, now you know what's next, stay. You been rockin' with an all-star, baby, and I know you coming early like a false-star, baby. Packing out the seat, this ain't no hostile, baby, and they know me in the city like a mob star. Ooh, I tell her get low, gon' rock with me. You gon' mess around now and get a shopping spree. I'm now in your possession like apostrophe. Ooh, enough with all the talking, I just told her say less and do more, do more, do more, do more. Ooh, I tell her do more, do more, do more, do more. Go ahead, set the mood right, dirty like a food fight. You been working all day, load it up in 2 nights. Do more, do more, do more, do more. Ooh, I tell her,
Hey, yo, Jay, can we get some ratchet one time?
Look, I don't wanna talk. How you try and press the kid and really you was soft. All you know is capping, homie, you don't know the law. Pedal to the metal, you ain't catching me in park. I just hit the stop, I don't wanna speak. Talking all that good, so I just hit you with the plays. Running up the score like Tyreek, I'm going deep. Watch me how I'm saucing, I be spreading it with ease. You gon' see the peace, you gon' see the flex when you hear these writtens. Trust me, you know the difference. I got a long ways to climb before you see a slippage. I see the process and the journey I'm supposed to be, but perplexed, cause I don't really see nobody close to me. Hopefully this ain't wasted, and I know it ain't. You gotta take the time for seasoning to marinate. You need the patience and the pressure just to detonate. I'm trying to blow up and these heathens need to get it straight. Gifted with a vision and precision, I'm just trying to make it high key. Might be breaking free like I was Zion in some Nikes. Tucked at the crib, bro, you know just where to find me. Making beats and spitting crack verses pretty likely. Yeah, socks with the burst, boy, I ain't changed a bit. Normal guy till I die, you know what it is. You probably thought I'd give up now that I got some kids, but really now I got these arrows aiming at your ribs. I don't wanna talk. How you try and press the kid and really you was soft. All you know is capping, homie, you don't know the law. Pedal to the metal, you ain't catching me in park. I just hit the stop, I don't wanna speak. Talking all that good, so I just hit you with the plays. Running up the score like Tyreek, I'm going deep. Watch me how I'm saucing, I be spreading it with ease. You gon' see the peas. Hey, please be on the notice, these my motives. About my chicken and its rotis. You parsimonious, you take it all cause you a locust. My focus is to grow this mission. A visionary, get a dictionary. We here off the rip and we ain't sharing, we just caring. Let me speak it to the manager. We damage her, no you ain't messing with an amateur. I'm ramming, the competition, they ain't standing up. They fanning from left to right cause now they branded us. Now who that is? Mike Jones, they ain't want me now, they all on me. Got counterfeits trying to play me, I guess they thinking I'm Sony. These big head dummies showing up and out of their character. Homie, you need a price cause without it the squad ain't hearing you. Top of that, we ain't fearing you. We swinging for the fences with the sting of a left hook that connects with Sonny Liston. I'm dismissing any and all of the disrespect. Nonetheless, it ain't a threat, I'm just letting y'all know who's next. I don't wanna talk. How you try and press the kid and really you was soft. All you know is capping, homie, you don't know the law. Pedal to the metal, you ain't catching me in park. I just hit the stop, I don't wanna speak. Talking all that good, so I just hit you with the plays. Running up the score like Tyreek, I'm going deep. Watch me how I'm saucing, I be spreading it with ease. You gon' see the peas, you gon' see the...
What's next for me, Joe? I'm gonna get that second bell. Where the is it? They should have had them 2 bells ready. Space shine for me.
Yeah.
Head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test. Now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, don't know what is in me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I've been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up from my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in my, yeah. Phone started jumping, what a day. Swear to God I need it, now I can't afford to wait. I just had a fan hit me up from Kuwait. Told him this would happen and we not a minute late. Seen them down bad, now they tryna hate. Same ones try to hit me for the raise. Got a meal, now they coming with a blaze. Check the numbers, fam, I swear I'm getting paid. I'm a Don just like the Perrier. It's one time when I'm looking at a face. On the low like I'm pushing up the bass. Told him come down and I'll meet him at a gate. Got a check and I bought myself a place. They get some money and they blow it on bait. I don't flex but I'm pushing all the weight. Told them all I swear I got it's what it takes. Phone started jumping, what a day. Swear to God I need it, now I can't afford to wait. I just had a fan hit me up from Kuwait. Told him this would happen and we not a minute late.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the road, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like. Yeah, you about to see me on demand like. You know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the road, here we go. Yeah, at the top of the class on a roll. Ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the road, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the road, here we go. Yeah, at the top of the class on a roll. Ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the road, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And shout out to the Mafia, guys. We are getting another push to the downside. And if you guys have been watching the channel, price is just going along with our plan, looking for that potential move down to about $58,000 to $57,000 where we have that liquidity sitting. So I want to break down what we're looking at here next on Bitcoin, as we have gotten that. We got a little bit of a bounce off that macro value area low, but as you guys know, based off the money flow on the 80 and 90 minute, crossing into the red, we were looking for that continuation down. I'm going to go over what we were looking at to anticipate this push to the downside and where we could potentially go from here. Obviously, nothing is down in a straight line, just like we were looking at yesterday. We looked for the next drop down. We updated and then kind of looking for that little bounce off the macro value area low. But the overall context being the fact that we would continue that trend to the downside, catching all those ebbs and flows. Shout out to the premium Discord. We've been on absolute fire in the premium here with the setups. So shout out to the Candle Mafia. Shout out to Smoke, said Frankie's a god. Shout out to Smoke. I don't know if I put myself on that level, but I appreciate that, Smoke. I really do appreciate you. Sounds like you might be making some bread off this sauce. Now remember, guys, it's never financial advice. I am just here to educate you on what we look at on the charts to help us catch some of these fire trades. And hopefully we can predict where Bitcoin is going to go next once again. Shout out to Dave, said Frankie's on a roll. Shout out to you, bro. And we are going to show some trades. We are going to show some trades today. Obviously, still holding a bunch of my short positions, as obviously the bias has been bearish for that continuation to the downside. We have that new short or newer short on Blowfin that I showed yesterday. That is now much more in profit. Really happy that we were able to identify that bias for holding that trade for a little bit lower. And we are actually also in a new scalp long. As we all know, not all prices happen in a straight line. We got to look for those bounces, and if we could capitalize on those pushes up on the way down, we are absolutely going to do that, jumping into the market, grabbing our bag, and pulling that money out at every opportunity we get. So with all that being said, shout out to the Candle Mafia. Smash that like button, guys, if you have not already. We're going for 550 likes, and we hit 550 last night. So go ahead and smash that like button. Let's see if we can do it again. We're already giving away some Frankie Candles hats and some free crypto on tomorrow night's live stream. Oh, no, I'm sorry, not hats. We gave away $100 in Solana last night, but if we hit 550 today, we'll give away some of these Fire Frankie Candles hats. Maybe we'll give away like 3 of them on tomorrow night's live stream. So shout out to the Candle Mafia. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you all for tuning in and spending your precious time here with the Candle Mafia and your boy Frankie Candle. Shout out to Lobster. We got Crypto Mike in the chat. Ziva, Crypto Girl in the chat, shouting out the Mafia. What is going on, Ziva? Welcome in. We got BTC Boss. Let's see. Shout out to BTC Boss and Frankie. Can I also join the Mafia with a yearly subscription, but pay in months or in quarters? Shout out to BTC Boss. I don't know if you're talking about the premium Discord or just a YouTube membership, but both of those things do have monthly options where you can pay monthly. I think we have either a yearly, an annual subscription. I almost said prescription. A prescription for that fire sauce. I think we have a annual option and a monthly option in the premium. And I think the YouTube memberships you just do monthly. And those are pretty cheap. That gives you special emojis. Hey, Mafia members, if you got those special emojis, drop some of them in the chat right now. We got Crypto Billy tuning in. What is going on? Jesse started off the stream with a super chat. Shout out to you. Said, hit that like button, everybody. Shout out to Jesse. I appreciate you, bro, guys. Smash that like button. We do give away some free stuff on this channel, and the more likes, the more giveaways we do. So shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to the Mafia. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Stomp. Show our mod some love in the chat, guys. We got Torgato in the chat. We got Silly Willy in the chat. Let's get it, Frankie. Shout out to Sweet Coil. I see everybody in here. We got the OGs. We got some new faces. I absolutely love it. But without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and see if we can figure out what Bitcoin is gonna do next. Here we go. Let's jump into it. I don't know why I just glitched out there, guys. But here we are on the Bitcoin chart, guys. And first off, I'm going to talk about how we got to where we are, kind of my overall plan for Bitcoin, how I've been playing this up until this point. Excuse me. In the long term, so it might sound a little bit repetitive, but I think it's important for everyone to understand what we've been looking at ever since we peaked out here at $66,350, where we had some very, very key levels of resistance. So overall, guys, I'm going to pull up that macro range that we have. This is our overall range, and I think everybody's used to seeing this. This is the massive range that we've been in for 7 months. Now, again, I am not super bearish on Bitcoin. I don't think we're going to zero unless we get some kind of like black swan event. I'm not really expecting too much more of a move down, although I do think we can continue down here. And we're going to go over that in a second. You guys, who have tuned in on the live stream, kind of just seeing all this stuff play out. You guys know what the plan is, but I do want to talk about this. I'm going to try to keep it as simple as possible. But just to start off the stream here, I am not calling for zero. I am not calling for bear market. I am not calling for 30K, at least just yet. If we get down to some key levels, we start seeing bearish signs appear, then we could potentially look for the bigger moves down. So I'm going to give you guys the bullish case, the bearish case, and then what I think is most likely to play out. Overall, value area low at 60,500. This is the level that we came down to yesterday after we were holding that short position from up here, looking for that next move down to the value area low. Now, this is not where you want to be getting overly bearish, right? This is what we were talking about on last night's live stream, saying, hey, we could potentially get a little bit of a bounce here, but if it were going to be a bounce, it was very likely going to be a lackluster push to the upside to put a lower high in and continue the break to the downside below that key level, which is the value area low. And until we break this value area low, actually, there's kind of two key levels. Value area low is kind of the biggest key level. And although we're expecting to break this, as long as you remain above this, things aren't too worrisome. And to be quite honest, even though we're broken down below it, I'm still not that worried. And we looked at some of those key levels yesterday, but I'll refresh your memory on tonight's live stream. But for the most part, we have now gotten that little retracement to the upside. We got stuck under some local levels of resistance that we looked at yesterday. I'll bring them up in a second. But then we just got the breakdown to our next key level of support. And what do you know? We are getting that bounce from that next key level of support right now. Now, real quick, I will just bring up the trades here. I am also still holding the short position, as you guys can see here. Let me actually just... bear with me, guys. I'm still using this tiny mouse. You might be like, Frankie, why didn't you order a new one? And the answer is... every time I get off the live stream, Best Buy decides to close, and I don't know why I don't order it on Amazon. I guess it's just like I think Best Buy is going to be faster, and then it just winds up being the slower option. I should have just ordered on Amazon 2 days ago. But anyway, let's go ahead and let me pull up OBS so I can make sure you guys can see this stuff. Okay, so yeah, on Blowfin here, guys, still holding this short position. This was the one we showed yesterday that was only up a little bit, but obviously we were holding that for some extra gains as we were anticipating that next drop to the downside. Up now about $2,200 or 134%. Shout out to the premium Discord. We are riding this together, guys, trading the ups and downs, and we are now also in this fresh scalp long, now up $580. We entered this a little while ago, a little earlier today, for this bounce back to the upside based off some bullish signals at a key level of support. Now, guys, don't forget, okay, I always get nervous pulling up the premium Discord. This is not new sauce. I don't want to leak anything, any of the premium sauce here. That would not be fair for the people who pay, but if we come on over to the announcement, guys, don't forget, we do still have our Blowfin deal going on. If you want to jump into some trades, if you want to get into this stuff, it does close on October 17th. If you use our link in the description down below, you will get 15% cash back on your deposit. They will give that to you in the form of a deposit bonus. So depending on how much money you deposit, they will literally drop some free money in there for you to trade with to either beef up your position size, or you could just go ahead and take that money, take a free trade with it, whatever you want to do. But they will just deposit that extra money into your account. Again, the more you deposit, the more money you get, with a maximum of $1,500. So don't forget about that. But I am holding these trades, and I want to talk about kind of why we entered them. I'm not gonna go in a full breakdown, but I will just kind of break down what we were looking at, because we looked at this on the live stream yesterday. So we lost that value area low, obviously got the little bounce to the upside, but we did wind up breaking down, which is what we were hoping for. So I'm going to close that macro range. Let's go ahead and hide that, and we'll pull up the more relevant range that we've been looking at, and that is this volume profile pulled from the high of the bull market in 2021. We pulled this from this little area of consolidation, extrapolated those levels to the right, and here we are just absolutely seeing these levels get respected perfectly. And this is why, or part of the reason why, we were looking for that short position up here in the premium from the actual high where we had that time point of control sitting right here. This blue line was technically the level that we were looking at. These are all fresh daily naked points of control, so ignore those. But that tapped blue level right here was that level. Not only did we come up and tap it, but we also put in some nice bearish confirmations as we deviated above that range. This is letting us know this is an overvalued asset. Everybody likes to get bullish and when price goes up, but unfortunately, they are getting bullish at the worst time for that turnaround, right? Now, we could have broke out here, but obviously, we saw those bearish signals. We saw some bearish divergences on top of a few other things, giving us that beautiful short setup from the top. Now, I am still holding a portion of my larger short, or I should say my short from higher up is what I should say. I have taken more profits off of this. I have over $2,000 locked in, $1,660 still unrealized. This long position, I'm basically just waiting for this to get stopped out at break even for a $2,200 gain. Maybe I'll just close it right now, grab that extra $324. But as I am expecting a little more of a retrace, maybe I'll cash in a little bit extra on that as well. But I am holding this from a bit from that higher up short setup. So I'm holding this short as well as the local short here. So that short was closer to up at this level. And then the anticipation here, guys, was to get back inside our volume profile. The beautiful thing about these volume profiles, guys, is it gives you a beautiful roadmap into what price will do next. And this is what I'm going to be expecting. Now, it doesn't mean that we're just going to shoot down to this value area low instantly, right? Just like we got that little bounce on the value area low yesterday, we could potentially get another little bounce here. But for the most part, deviate above the high, get accepted into the volume profile. As long as you get stuck under that value area high here, we were anticipating another move back down to break structure to the downside. This is exactly what we've been looking for on the live streams, as well in the premium Discord, giving those trade setups before they actually play out. This is beautiful, guys. It's just like, and this is, eventually we're going to wind up seeing the plan have to change here. But price has just been going along with exactly what we've been looking for. I do want to pull up this post here real quick. I've been showing this a lot on the live streams lately. We looked for the move into this range for a little bounce out to 64,400 for another drop back into the range down to the POC. So we're seeing this. We got the bounce out. We got the acceptance back into the range, and now we're sitting right here. We're just waiting for that last step to get that bigger drop down to 58 to 57K. And I'm going to talk about the likelihood of that potentially happening, as well as kind of how I'm going to be playing things when we get down there. We're going to be longing. Are we expecting a bigger drop down? I'm going to break it all down. And if we just flash the chart on and off here, if I actually pull up that lower range, you guys can just see. I don't say this to brag. I say this to show you guys that it is 100% possible to use TA to your benefit to actually profit off these markets. Now, again, it's not always that price will follow your line exactly like this, but there were very specific reasons we were looking for that to happen, and price is just perfectly following along here, expecting a potential loss of this POC down to that $57,000 level. I'm going to go deeper into that in just a minute, but those are the two ranges that we've been looking at. This is the massive range, the larger range, back about below the high, get stuck underneath the value area high, and then eventually once we lose that POC, we have this next key level, which is a golden pocket retracement of this entire move up from the low to the high. And if we're expecting a higher low to come in before a bigger bounce out, if we're going to get a big bounce out, this golden pocket could be a level to watch. We also have a daily naked point of control sitting right underneath that and the value area low of that range. And based off the laws of the volume profile, this is typically how we see those things play out. Get into the range, hold the low, POC, value area high. Reject the high, back to the POC, get stuck underneath it, go back to the low, deviate below. Same thing here. Get it back above, flip the value area low to support, back to the POC, back to the high, deviation, and we're just playing that same kind of theory on the way back down. Very, very simple stuff here, guys, with the volume profiles. Now, it's not as easy as just longing the lows, shorting the highs. Well, it is that simple, but it's not that easy. You have to remember that trading is a very difficult. I just punched my keyboard by accident. The trading is not that simple, right? Or it's simple, but not that easy, right? Because you can't just short here. You have to have those confirmations, which obviously we look at more in the premium Discord. But there's, if there was no setup here and it looked like we were going to break out, we would not have taken the short here, right? Or we would have at least gotten stopped out at a small loss. So with that being said, our second range that we've been looking at is right here, right? Between about $61,400 down to the POC, which is the next target. Here we are, $59,200, and then the value area low sitting at $56,835, right? Again, in that $58,000 to $57,000 zone. So these are the two ranges that I'm looking at, right? Just slightly different. This one's the one underneath. This one obviously is pulled from the bull market of 2021, like I just showed, and then this lower one is pulled from back here at about on August 7th, right? To stopping here at about Tuesday, September 24th, 2024. So the general idea here, guys, is as long as we remain inside this range, $61,400 is your key level of resistance. If we get a bounce, this is going to be the key level to break above, right? Now, and here's the question, right? If we're going to see the continuation down, and why are we expecting a continuation down? Let me answer that question for you right now, because it's pretty simple, right? Based off Market Cipher B, the reason, when was it? Was it Tuesday's live stream? Or was it Monday or Tuesday? I think it was Monday. Monday's live stream, we were looking for the continuation down here as we were pumping up. Everybody gets bullish on the pushes up. But again, you don't want to be late to the party longing up here, especially when you're expecting the continuation down. The market moves in waves. It has ebbs and flows. It might have a trend, but that trend is going to have ups and downs, right? So this trend goes up, right? But it doesn't go up in a straight line. It has ups, downs, ups, downs, ups, downs, ups, downs, ups, down, ups, right? So you have to identify the trend, and money flow helps us do that. But specifically on Monday, guys, we were looking at the 80 and 90 minute money flow, right? 80-minute money flow right here was starting to cross over into the red. When we saw that 80-minute money flow cross over into the red, we were suspicious of a continuation of that trend to the downside based off of the red dot that was about to print on the daily time frame. We printed the red dot, the 80-minute money flow comes into the red more, the 90-minute crosses over into the red as well, which happened right here. And when you get that 90-minute money flow or when you get that daily red dot with the 90-minute money flow crossover happening at the same time, oftentimes that is where you see the bigger move down begin. And you can see right here, right? 90-minute money flow crosses over, literally calls the big move down, right? And the continuation, right? So I used to just trade this as a strategy by itself, guys. I don't do that anymore. I have a lot of other more advanced things that I incorporate, but I 100% use this to identify direction in the market. Money flow is king. Identifying the direction of the money flow. As that 90-minute money flow comes out, it's letting us know that the trend is likely to continue down. And when you have that daily red dot in sync there, oftentimes you can get the big drops down and use that money flow crossover as a signal to expect that bigger drop. And again, this is something we looked at on the live stream, keeping the Mafia updated as we see that stuff kind of play out. So that's why we were looking down here. And again, I am in that scalp long here, but again, I'm looking at this as a scalp. So for those of you who might not know, if anyone's new here, a scalp just means a shorter term position, right? Not something I'm looking to hold up to higher prices. I am more looking at this as capitalizing on a little push up for a potential lower high and a continuation down. The overall trend is, in my opinion, based off the volume profile, based off money flow, could continue back to the lower prices, right? And I'm going to talk about why we're looking at this level in just a second. But the question is, if we're scalp long here, how high can we continue up? Now, 61,400 is the value area high of the range, so this is going to be a big level of resistance where we could get that rejection and a push down below that POC and a move down lower. But not only do we have that, but we also have a local golden pocket retracement, and I'm going to pull two of them here, right? This one, you have the golden pocket right on that value area high, right? This is nice confluence, in my opinion, right? It's a local golden pocket right on that value area high. And if you're looking for lower highs to come in on price, where are those lower highs likely to come in at? They are likely to come in on the 786 golden pocket retracement, right? This is how we were able to snipe the short position on this retracement, right? Again, up here, I was looking to hold this for a much bigger move down, right? That's why I'm still holding this short. But we also took scalp longs right here. The reason we expected this to be a scalp long and not a huge long, right, was because of the market structure, right? The money flow, etc. But we knew where to take profit on that long position because we knew if the lower high was likely to come in, where would that lower high come in? Well, it was probably going to come in at that golden pocket or 786. So we simply looked at that trade setup. Let me go ahead and pull it up real quick. This is the scalp long we're in right now. But if we pull up the long position from over here, right, we hit that, we smashed that final TP here. And the reason we were only looking to take it up to here was because we knew if we expected the trend to come up and put a lower high and continue down, that golden pocket 786 was the area to look at, right? And not only did we look for the scalp long there, we also looked for the new short position from up there, right? So, like, right now, guys, the trades are, we're just following right along with our actual plan here. Short from the high, scalp long, closing that, opening a new short, coming back down, and now we're scalp long again. So this is a nice little streak that we have going on here. But if we continue up, right, based off that same thing, you might be thinking, like, why is he even talking about this lower high? And the reason is because we're looking at the same exact thing. It worked here, and there was a reason everyone was bullish here, and they're like, why is this guy bearish? And, well, it's because of the TA, right? And that's all I'm ever going to bring to you guys here on the channel is the TA. I don't care about the emotional sentiment. I don't care what Twitter says. And again, overall, I'm bullish long term, right? I don't think we're going to zero or anything like that, but I just would love to come out here and hit this lower level, and I'm going to talk about why in a second. But it's the same thing. Just like we looked for the lower high here on that golden pocket retracement that I just showed, we can look for the lower high here on these golden pocket retracements, right? And 786, right? Technically, that 786 is going to be incorporated in that zone. But if we break out of this value area high, I am not necessarily like bullish to the moon, right? Because if we pull the full golden pocket, you can see technically, if we are going to come up a little bit higher, if we're not going to get, like, level number one, 61,400, just simply based off the volume profile, you can't get above here. We're probably just going to stick inside the range and potentially go to the low. If we break out, I am not just looking for a moonshot just yet, right? If things change when we get up there, maybe we can look for a bigger move up. But if we break out here, guys, technically, we could come into the golden pocket 786, which kind of tops out at about 63,251. I don't know if we're going to get the move all the way up there. I mean, who knows? Maybe we'll blast past it and we'll just go up to 67 to 68 and beyond, right? And that is something that can happen. If that happens, our trading plan will change, right? And we'll get stopped out in profit on the shorts, and the longs will continue to pay us out massively. It's the key to locking in profits and managing your risk. Especially, guys, if you can lock in your wins, right? Lock in profit on your wins. Also hold a small portion of that trade so you're keeping that opportunity open to let that winner run, but also managing your risk. You're taking small losses and guaranteeing wins while also keeping the opportunity to let the winners run, right? So if we blast off, we could change our trading plan, and that's why we have taken a long here. But again, for the most part, I will be looking for this to come to the value area high and then maybe into that golden pocket 786, and then that is probably where, now this is not a case where you just come into this level. It's not as easy as finding the level and then just taking the short when you get there. You have to have the actual entry confirmations. So that's what I'm going to be looking at, right? Like if we are able, maybe we don't even get the bounce. Maybe we don't even bounce that hard, right? Maybe we just, maybe the bears just come in and push us lower. But if that is the case, my stop loss on my that new long position that I just pulled up, right? Stop loss on this is at break even, right? So just keep that in mind. If I get stopped out of this at this point, I'm just going to lose no money, right? I'll just break even. And then the short will continue to pay me out much, much more. And that's the key, guys. If you want to make money trading, it's not as easy as just finding a 100% win rate strategy or just finding a key level in longing. The real key is managing your risk, locking in gains, understanding the mental discipline of locking in those profits along the way, and then, protecting yourself on the downside. And the beautiful thing about the volume profiles is typically, if we do come down to the low here, whether we get a big breakdown to the low, we are short from up here, we are short from up here. If we wind up getting a big breakout to the upside, we are long from 58K and now here, right? So those will continue to pay us out. So either way, it's a win-win situation. Now, again, I would prefer this move to the downside for many reasons, and we'll talk about them in a second. But that's what I'm looking at, right? If biggest retracement I would be willing to endure would be up here, right? And then a move back into the range, back down to the low. That's what I'm going to be looking for. And then the value area high, another very key level. Now, could you reject super local levels? Maybe, right? This little swing high down to the low. Maybe we just come up here. Right? That's a possibility as well. It's kind of hard to call these exactly, but that's why we have multiple take profits on all positions, right? So, maybe take a little profit here, maybe take a little profit there, and then a little profit up at those golden pocket 786 levels if we get up there. But that way, if we come up here, we can lock in a win, right? Maybe lock in a few $100, right? For this, at least for this little scalp position. And then if we get stopped out, we still win the trade, right? You lost the trade because it didn't go all the way to your final TP, but you still make money, right? And that's what you want to do. It only takes $200 a day to replace a full-time income, guys. You don't need $1 million to trade with. Now, just to kind of put it into perspective, here on Blowfin, I only have $1,780 in this trade. Now, that might be, not a lot of money to some people. It might be a lot of money to some people. But you don't need a $50,000 trading account. This is why I love leverage trading, not as a gambling outlet. But when you use good risk management, you can use leverage to your I almost said desire, to your benefit, right? You're using the exchange's money to beef up your position size, but it is important. The most critical thing is risk management, especially if you're trading with leverage. It's very risky if you're not managing your risk. But again, this trade here is at break even, so I cannot lose money on this trade at this point, unless the stop loss doesn't trigger for some reason. But I don't really have trouble with that very often. So, yeah, you don't need like a $50,000 trading account. And I know, listen, you can make $200 a day, you can make $500 a day, $1,000 a day. It's not easy. It takes a long time to learn the skill, but once you figure it out, it is the most rewarding thing ever. You can make money from wherever you want. Now, you can't just lay on a beach and hit buy and sell and become a millionaire. I'm not here to sell you a fake dream. I'm here to show you the reality. It's hard work. You can't just watch it for a key level and short. You're not going to learn it in 5 minutes. But if you dedicate your time and you watch the videos and you study and you backtest and you look at the charts and you watch the videos, we have a free trading course on this YouTube channel, guys. This entire YouTube channel is a free trading course. So if you're new here, watch all those free videos. I think it was, I forget who said it. Someone said, thank you for the beginner video series, Frankie. I was completely lost before. So don't forget, guys, we do have the free beginner series, kind of starting from not knowing anything about the charts, setting up a TradingView account, setting up your chart the way I like to do it. I take, all the time I've spent on the charts, and I kind of just condense all the knowledge I have to give it to you guys in like a 25-minute video, 30-minute video. And then we go into how to read the candlesticks, how to use Fibonacci retracements. I show you a trade recap of a trade that I was actually in. It's free sauce, guys. Not a lot of people give it away for free like this. So check that out, and we will be adding new beginner series videos to that playlist very, very soon. I think we're going to jump into what is going to be next here. Let me pull up my my notebook here. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Hang on. Yeah, so we did the trading view walkthrough. We did Fibonacci and trade breakdown. And maybe we'll next time. The next video will probably be. We did the candlesticks, how to read candlesticks. Maybe we'll do time frames next. Although we do have 2 time frame videos on the channel already. If you're trying to figure out, because one of the biggest things I have here, guys, the biggest struggle I have is. I might say I'm bullish, right? But if you're new to the charts, right, or you're new to crypto, or you don't know what you're looking at really, you might take that the wrong way, right? Like if I say I'm bullish here, right now I'm bullish for this little scalp, but that does not mean I'm bullish that Bitcoin is going to rip up to huge prices, right? And that all has to do with the context of the time frame. So it's a very important video that will probably be the next one in the beginner series. But check that out. Again, we also have time frame videos already on the channel if you want to check those out. They're just a little bit older. Oh, there we go. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Stomp dropping that playlist. Let's go. Hey, shout out to Jesse. Thank you for the super chat, bro. He said, hit that like button, guys. Smash that like button. I got to get the Stream Deck animation for the like button on here. We'll just keep it up at all times. Just smash the like button. Smash the like button. 550 likes. We'll be giving away some free Frankie Candles hats. So, guys, this is what I'm looking at, right? Just watching to see if this will continue to play out. Really the invalidation for me. I really wouldn't like to see price. Whoops. At least for the short positions. Not that I wouldn't like price to go up here because we'll make money on the long. But, if we do wind up coming up here, hitting that golden pocket, hitting that 786, we start flipping this, that could be a sign that maybe maybe we can come up a bit higher. So just keep that in mind. And like even at that point, like if we pull from this high to the low here, right? Like even at that point, like you get up here. Yeah, I don't know if you're going to get back all the way back up there, to be quite honest. But that's kind of what I'm looking at and how I'm playing it, right? I will be taking profits here on the way up, and then if we can let that run, we will. If not, I would more be looking to add to my short in this area, right? Because I have taken profits on the shorts already, and it's been a very, very profitable 2 weeks here. So, I'll probably lock in a little more, lock in a little more profits on the long, but then look to add to the short. Because, again, my overall bias, guys, is going to be for a continuation down to 58K. Frankie Candles, why are you looking down towards 58K? Well, very simply put, it has to do with the liquidation levels, guys. If we come on down here to, where are we? Right here, right? And we looked at this last night on the live stream, I believe. Smash that like button or at least hit me with a hashtag value or a sauce can. Hit me with some kind of emoji in chat to let me know if you were here and saw this last night. But if we take a look here, actually, hang on. Let me, I got to go to the, let me pull up the, is it the 7-day? I believe it's the 7-day. We had that liquidity. What were we talking about yesterday, guys? What were we looking at here as we had likely a lot of people long from this level? Remember that trade I just showed you, that scalp long to put in the lower high and then continue down? Well, this, where is it? Let me just pull it up, right? This scalp long that we took, a lot of other people probably took that trade as well. But we understood it was likely going to be a short-lived trade for a return back to lower prices. But a lot of retail probably didn't know that, right? A lot of retail was probably looking, oh, my God, we're pumping, bullish, go to 100K, right? Like everyone always thinks, right? But that put a lot of liquidity down here, right? And we looked at the heat map. If I pull it up here, bada boom, I'll pull up the full chart, right? Right here, 60,000. All down here was all liquidity. What happened? We came down and we swept that liquidity. So there was identifiable liquidity sitting there. And what happens? Look, remember, with the liquidation levels, guys, this acts as a magnet for price. Price comes down, or right here, 60K. This is actually the liquidity we're talking about. When was this? Yeah, this was yesterday, and we had the liquidity sitting down here. Boom, we come take it, right? This is all the people who are longing, right? All their stop loss and liquidation levels are sitting down there at about 59K, and what happens? Boom, you push down below. You sweep that liquidity, and not only does that help you continue this short to play out, but it also gives you a potential new trade setup here. So just like to point that out, right? It is all about hunting out that liquidity. We've been talking about this, forever, but it is always going to be about where is the liquidity and what is going to get swept, right? It's not as easy as just finding the liquidity, expecting price to 100% go down there. But when you have setups like that, where you have a lot of liquidity here and a fire support level, which is the point of control on top of the monthly horizontal level, this is how you build a trading plan, right? You could say, well, hey, if there's a lot of liquidity down here, and we have a key support level just below it, what happens if price wants to come down, wreck all those longs, and then bounce off that support level, right? It doesn't mean you can't long this as a scalp, right? But you just have to make sure that you know where the liquidity is sitting, because oftentimes it does get swept. And those heat maps are absolutely overpowered to kind of identify where those liquidity levels are sitting. So, and then again, just in, traditional fashion here on the Frank Candles YouTube channel, we will also just take another look. We've been looking at this for quite some time, but that $57,000 liquidity sitting right here, right? So let me go ahead and let me actually see something here. Oh, we got the Aztec and Cactus Moss Water here today, guys. Shout out to it has been a while since I drank some Aztec and Cactus Moss Water. Good old Aztec and Cactus Moss Water. We'll take a little sip here. That's for the Candle Mafia. I salute to you. But here we go. So yeah, if we zoom in here, make it full screen, you guys can see that liquidity. Like one of the big reasons why I would really love to come down to that value area low is, number one, it goes right along with both of our volume profiles, right? So we look for that full rotation, but also understanding that liquidity sitting in this area is likely to act as a magnet. So I would love to get another bounce and a move back down. Just like yesterday, we were looking for a little bounce and a move to the POC. Very similar. I'm going to look for a bounce here and then a move down to the value area low. The question is, how high is that bounce going to go? But again, the invalidation for me, I would really start to get worried about the downtrend continuing if we break 63 to 63.2. That's kind of where I'm like, maybe we're not going to get the lower high. But yeah. And we also have some other key levels down there as well, guys, just to kind of point that out. We have some daily levels. Where is it? We got some daily levels of support down there, right? Daily naked point of control. We have a daily at 58,180. That's another key level to watch. And then 57,318 is another level to look at. So there you go. And we got a nice SFP of this wick down here. So absolutely beautiful TA here lately. So there you go, guys. This is simply just sticking to the plan. For the past 2 weeks, it has been stick to the plan and trade the plan, and it has played out absolutely beautifully. If we wind up, whatever, this is likely going to be somewhat noisy, maybe confusing, but if we get that move down to 58K, guys, I will get technical analysis tattooed and value I will get a volume profile tattooed on my forehead, and inside it'll say technical analysis. I will get it on my forehead. I'm just kidding, guys. Don't hold me to that. But yeah, that's what I'm looking at here on Bitcoin for the most part, guys. We will keep an eye on this as we infinite money trade. Shout out to Jesse. Let's go. Let's see. Shout out to Flame. Says, hey, I responded to Flame's comment on the market update yesterday. I responded to all the comments on the video yesterday, guys. But let's see. Shout out to Flame. Says, bro, 1 day chart also showing a running head and shoulders. So it shows pump from 57. Please check it out. Let's go ahead. I'll hide some of the TA here. Hide some of the local levels. Pull up the daily time frame. Let's see. Oh, running head and shoulders. I'm not 100% sure exactly what you're looking at there, Flame. I'm not saying it's not there. I'm just genuinely not sure exactly what you're looking at. But I guess you're saying it looks like it could go to 57K. Pump from 57K. I guess, yeah, maybe like left shoulder. Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of wonky. I don't know. But I will say, if you're seeing that, that would be in line with my analysis, right? If you just want to keep it nice and simple, like if I were to see, whatever happens up in here, maybe we come back up, bing bong around. But if we come down here, this is where I will be looking for big moves. Now, again, I want to talk about this, guys. Why am I not just bearish? If I'm willing to hold all these shorts to lower prices, why am I not just looking for a big breakdown? Well, it simply comes down to data. It comes down to the TA. And very simply put, pulling up Lux Algo real quick here. Did I break it? What happened here? I'm getting trolled. There we go. Okay, so let me actually turn off the Smart Trail, and I'm actually going to turn on the candle coloring here, which basically just changes the color of your candles based on your market structure. And I will just say here, coming on over to the daily, guys, I talked about this yesterday. Breaking this high at 64K, even though we got the rejection, right? We could look for the rejection without just calling for zero, right? This is where a lot of people get confused when they're new to the charts, right? They're like, hey, if you're bullish, you just said 5 minutes ago you were bullish, now you're bearish, right? It's just different context, right? I might be bullish on a high time frame, bearish on a low time frame, but just because we rejected here doesn't mean we're bearish for zero, right? And the reason for that is because we had a change of character here on the daily time frame. And when you have a bullish change of character and you see these candles turn green, this is where you're going to be looking at price action through the goggles, through the lens of looking for potential higher lows to come in, right? So although on the 90-minute, we may be looking for a continuation of the trend really based off money flow, but on the 90-minute, right, ever since, up here, but really right here, or no, I'm sorry, right here. We have the 90-minute money flow crossover into the red. You get the break, change of character, right? And then this is telling you, hey, you want to be favoring shorts on the way up. Lackluster pumps to the upside for continuations to the downside. Lackluster pump, continuation down. Lackluster pump, continuation down, right? When those candles are purple, when you have a bearish change of character, right? This is just simple market structure. You're going to favor the trend is your friend until the end. And when you have things like money flow, even if it's a market cipher money flow crossing into the red, that's just another thing that you can use as a filter to whether you should be favoring shorts. But that's in the context of the 90-minute, not the overall price action. Because if we come to the daily, once again, right? Change those put those candle colors on again. On the daily, we have green candles, right? That's just a different context. And if we pull, we broke this high. So if we come up and we pull our fib, this golden pocket is going to be absolutely key, because if we maybe we get another bounce, if we do come down to this golden pocket, we could look for a higher low in this area to continue the bigger pump to the upside, which in my opinion could potentially bring us to 67 to 68,300. And I'm going to show you exactly why. If I pull this up, not current range, where is it? Oh, wait, how did I end up over here? What is going on? How did I end up on that chart? We're back over here. Bear with me, guys. Bear with me. I don't know how that happened. They flashed and loaded up a different chart. That was weird. Just got trolled. Trolled by TradingView. Shout out to TradingView. But here we are, right? So pull up the daily again. Obviously, same chart, just Bitcoin. Pull that same golden pocket, right? Because look at the overall trend. High, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, equal low, depending on what time frame you're looking at, right? And now we have a higher high locally, right? So this could be a change in trend. So if we pull that fib, that golden pocket 786, is going to be a very key level, because we could put that higher low in, like I just said. I have to redraw it now to put push up to higher prices. And if we pull up our main range here, then next key levels, in my opinion, in the long term, would be maybe if we get that deviation, get back above the value area low. We'll probably play around in these levels for a little bit, but back up to that POC. Just like when we broke the value area low here, we looked for that POC to come in. We just barely front ran it. Same thing. Lose it, come back in, flip the low. You're looking up towards that POC. Once you flip that $67,000 level, guys, there is not much above us to stop us from getting to the value area high at 70K. And just to pull up those heat maps one more time, I know we've been looking at this a lot on the stream, but let's go ahead and take a look here to the higher time frame. Liquidation levels, $70,000. You get up to that $70,000. Look at all that liquidity sitting there. This is nice, because if you get to that 67K level, that POC, flip the POC. Flip the POC. I don't want to confuse everybody. Flip that POC. You're looking for the value area high, 70K, right? And then you break that 70K level. You have all that liquidity sitting above 70,000 up to about 75. That's where you probably get the big push up. Now, we have to reassess the situation when we get here. You can't just look, that's it, all-time highs. Now, I would hope that's the case. It would be right on time with the cycles. October, right, 175-ish days after the halving. It would line up timing-wise with the halving, or the 4-year cycle, right, if that's going to play out again. Who knows if it will. I mean, it's been pretty reliable lately, but you can't just go based off of that. But all those liquidation levels from all these shorts, these low leverage shorts are probably sitting up here still. Once those start getting squeezed out, you could see that pop up. But we have to reassess the situation up there to identify, is that going to be a legitimate pump up to $81,000, which is kind of my first big target to the upside? Or is it going to be a liquidity sweep for a move back into the range and a move back down to the low? Every time we approach these highs, guys, I always say we have to be careful. Is it going to be a breakout or a move back into the range and back to the low? And I always say, if we fake out and come back into the range and back to the low, it is the worst possible scenario, because it is boring. And sometimes being bored out of the market is the worst thing ever. So my hope is that we could come up here, see all those high time frame money flows fake out on the 3-day and the 2-day. If you watch the channel, you know what I'm talking about. I can go over it briefly in a second. But hopefully we could just break out and go into price discovery, 80, 90, 100K. I'll be locking in a lot of profits along the way. But, we have to assess the situation. We don't know what the price action is going to look like. We don't know what the TA is going to look like there. So we'll have to keep an eye on it. But that's kind of what I'm looking for. Hopefully that just plays out. I think that, based off the 4-year cycle, I think that's probably what everyone's hoping for. But really, what would be the most painful, in my opinion, again, just kind of bing bong around here a little bit. Maybe we get 58K, maybe we don't. Come back up here, boom, boom. Like this would be brutal. But again, cycle-wise would say bing bong. But again, we can't just rely on that 100%. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. And again, why I am not saying that we are just going to zero. And it has a lot to do with that golden pocket just below this value area low. Boom. Boom. That's what I would like to see, up to about $74,000. So a little more down, then big up. But again, have to reassess the situation up there. I can't just say, it's very hard to say, hey, once we bounce here, you have to go to all-time highs. A lot of people, and maybe that is the case. I hope that is the case, right? But if it is not, right, like we can't call for that 100%. So, if we get back up here, we see the pump, everyone's just going to be like all-time highs, right? And I hope, and it is definitely possible. But again, pulling up market cipher here, guys. The big thing that I'll be looking at to anticipate if this is just going to be another rotation of the range or a big breakout is the 2-day and the 3-day money flow. This money flow is still in the red technically. So until that crosses into the green, that's really what we need as a high time frame signal in my opinion. Get that money flow crossover into the green, right? Maybe we get the little slip down, back above. Maybe that money flow starts crossing over into the green. That is probably what we want to see for the bigger breakout to all-time highs. But yeah, we'll be keeping you guys updated every single step of the way. So if you're like, oh my God, that's so much to remember. I don't have all these indicators. I don't know exactly what I'm looking at. Subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, and your boy Frankie Candles will keep that candle lit like we have been for the Candle Mafia on every single move. Shout out to Bubba's Crypto. Shout out to Bubba's Crypto. What is going on? Welcome in, bro. Thank you for being here. He's got the best PFP on YouTube out there, guys. Shout out to Bubba's Crypto. We love you, bro. We love you. But yeah, let's go ahead and see... shout out to Manitoire. I said, I want the bing bong, not the boom boom. Shout out to Manitoire. Let's go. So yeah, very hard to say. So I would say kind of for me, I would love to see that move and then the big move up to about at least 70 to 75K to start. And then we assess the situation and see if we can make it up to the higher prices around 81 to 90K. But again, locally, right, like if we tune in, we're looking at the 1 hour, I may be a little bit more bearish, right? But that does not mean that we're not looking for all-time highs. Now, if we come down, right, if we come down to 58K, 57K, and we start losing key levels, you might ask me like, hey, Frankie, like, what if we don't get the big bounce? What if we don't get the higher low? Very simple. Let the Fibonacci retracement guide you, right? Boom, golden pocket, probably have a lot of liquidity below 58K. We are personally long from 58K in the premium Discord, or I'm at least holding that winning trade. I'll be stopped out in profit on that trade at that point, massive profit. But there's probably a lot of liquidity sitting here, and a lot of people who were longing this, hoping for 100K, right? So they may still be holding this, being like, it's going to bounce any moment now. So there's probably liquidity sitting under $58,000, which we actually know, right? We know there is, right? That $57,000 liquidity that we looked at on the heat maps. So we know that liquidity sitting below. Come on. We know that $57,000 liquidity sitting there, right? Everybody's long from 58K. Where's the... At 60, where are we? Yeah, everyone's long from that 58K low right here, right? And again, we were, but we already locked in the profits expecting the bigger move down. But look at all that liquidity sitting here. And that's the hope, to come down here, sweep that low, maybe into the 786 at about 54, 55K. If we start losing 54K, this is where I start to worry about Bitcoin. I am not worried about Bitcoin right now. If we break 54 to 55K, that is where I worry, because not only are you losing the 786, but also if you pull up your macro volume profile from the previous bull market, that is your macro value area high. This is the, oh my God, mommy, hold me level. This is the, oh my God, I'm scared, somebody hold my hand level. 55K, you heard it here first, if we come down there, right? Where to go? Macro VP, right? Because not only do you have perfect confluence on that 786 and value area high. Why is this a key level? Well, if we're looking for the higher low, you have to bounce off that 786. And if you start losing the 786, it invalidates the higher low, but also puts you at risk of getting accepted into your macro volume profile, which technically, based off the volume profiles, which you guys can see how well they've been playing out lately, get stuck under this value area high, could be the doorway to $47,000 to the POC, similar to what we saw happen here. So again, I'm not calling for that. It's an if this, then that statement. Until we lose that 786, I am not worried about that happening. I would rather see that happen. But now you know, have those key levels on your chart, because that is the SHIT level. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're looking at, guys. So there you go. Shout out to Jesse. Let's go. Shout out another super chat from Jesse. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much. He says, shout out to Bubba's Crypto. Let's go. And hey, shout out to Bubba's Crypto. I saw that out of the corner of my eye. I just know it's Bubba's Crypto because he's been gifted a lot of memberships. So shout out to Bubba's Crypto. Thank you so much for gifting those 5 Frankie Candles memberships. Let me make sure it was 5. It was. Let's go. Shout out to you, man. Drop those sauce can emojis if you just got a membership, guys. Drop those sauce can emojis or maybe a Bruce Buffer emoji. Go ahead. If you just got a membership, check them out. Check the emojis down. You should have unlocked some new ones. Let's see. Shout out to Crypto Billy. Let's go. Always good to see you in here, bro. Shout out to Crypto Billy. The absolute oest of G's, and one of the best human beings I have ever met in my life. You could take that to the bank. Crypto Billy is a rare breed of human being, like a lot of CandleMafia members. Crypto Billy is a special human being. We love you, Billy. We really love you, man. Billy's been here since day one, man. Shout out to Crypto Billy. Also known as the Billy Goat or Billy Goat Tales. Shout out to Billy Goat Tales. Let's see. What's today? No, today's Thursday. I thought it was Tuesday. I was going to say go check out Billy Goat Tales. But shout out to Crypto Billy. There's those sauce can emojis. Let's get it. Let's see. Can you explain the volume chart on the left? What is it used for? Shout out to Papa and shout out to Frankie Candles in the chat. That's really Tony D posing as me, guys. Tony D's trying to steal my identity. Somebody call the cops. Somebody call the cops on Tony D for stealing Frankie Candles' identity. I'm just kidding, guys. Shout out to Brensdo. Shout out to you. Said Mad Energy. Shout out to Billy Goat Tales. Yeah, let's go. Shout out to Brensdo. I don't know if I'm saying that right. But Tony, if you could drop a actually, if you go to the tutorial playlist, if one of the mods can drop the link to the volume profile videos, I have tutorial videos showing you exactly how to use all the tools that I'm looking at. We have a market cipher masterclass. We have, and it's all free, right? We have a volume profile tutorial video. I think we have a few of them. But essentially, in fast terms, I'll just explain very, very quickly what this is and how I use it, right? And why it is so reliable. This tool has a big reason to, or a big part to play in us looking for shorts at this top, even this top, and this top, right? It doesn't always have to be the value area high, even though it was here, and here. But what this does, it is selects the amount of candles that we're looking at. Now, you might be used to seeing something like this. Right, you might be used to seeing something like this, right? On the bottom of your chart, you have these volume candles down here. Now, this is different, right? It's the same thing, kind of, but flipped on its side horizontally, right? So this shows you the amount of volume transacted inside each candle, right? Whereas with your vertical volume, but this flips it on the side, and what this tells you is the amount of volume transacted at each price. Does that make sense? So with the fixed range volume profile, you select a range of candles, and it takes all that volume, and it lets you know how much volume was transacted at each price. And then that gives you 3 very key levels. It gives you the value area high, the POC, and the value area low. These 3 levels are your bread and butter. The value area high is the high of the range, and anything above that, inside this value area, it's called the value area because this is looked at as the fair value, where buyers and sellers agree that inside this range is a fair value for Bitcoin. When it gets above the range, the sellers see that as expensive and they sell it back into the range. When it goes below the range, this is looked at as a cheap asset and the buyers buy it back into the range, right? And that's how you see bing, bong, right? And that's why it's so reliable. It's just basically premium and discount, right? So, and then the POC is typically lies somewhere in the middle of the range, and that is the area where the most volume was transacted, right? And this is the strongest magnet within the profile. So when you get above that value area low, the next likely place for price to go is to get sucked up to that super magnet, that is the POC. And then you flip that POC, you look to go to the value area high, and that is what we call a full rotation of the value area. And then when you come up here, if you could find bearish signals as you deviate above, you could look for the opposite. Get accepted back into the range, go to the POC is the next likely place for price to go, reject that POC, you're looking to go back down to the value area low, so on and so forth, right? So that's how you use the volume. I mean, that's like a 30-second explainer. Watch the tutorial video. There we go. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Stomp. Got all those links locked in and ready to go. Shout out to Rob. Rob's a goat, man. Let's go. So there you go. That is a quick explainer of what the volume profiles are. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue on, guys. If you want to see your favorite altcoins, go ahead and drop them in the chat right now. Rob the Crypto Snob will count up the votes and let us know what we're looking at. Rob, let's do 3 alts tonight. And then I'll also take a look at Ethereum. Let's go ahead and check in on Ethereum real quick. And as you guys know, I'll be honest, not much has changed here. As you guys know, hopefully looking for Ethereum. Now, are we going to get a little noise here on the POC? Potentially, right? Potentially we can. But really what I would still like to see happen here is the same thing as yesterday. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. I would like to lose the POC, get accepted underneath it, and then get that move into the value area low for some new potential long positions on Ethereum. Can we bounce here from the POC? Sure. But I would really, I don't like trading in the middle of the range. I would rather, again, look for shorts at the highs, longs at the lows. Shorts at the highs, longs at the lows, even though the volume profile wasn't developed here. Just kind of using that as an example, right? So yeah, I would rather long down here. So we'll see. We have the 786, right? And again, you lose the golden pocket. We talked about this yesterday. Lose the golden pocket, you expect the 786. Lose the POC, you expect the value area low. Both of those levels are beautifully confluent here, right? So keep that in mind. Come down here. That's where I look for longs, right? With confirmations. If we don't get the confirmations down here, I will be looking lower, potentially down to about $2,150 or down to $2,100, where we have these naked wicks down here. These wicks are a little bit suspicious to me. Actually, if we pull up the liquidation heat maps, let's see if we have any liquidity sitting down there, Mafia. Let's do it live. Screw it, we'll do it live. I need some Aztec and Cactus Moss water here, guys. All right, let's see here. Shout out to the Mafia. It's in my way. Get it out of here. All right. Let's see here. Let me pull up Ethereum, run that liquidation heat map, and we are looking for liquidity below about 2150. Let's see if we have any puzzle pieces coming together here. Well, I would say here, right, just like that $57,000 liquidity is the key level for Bitcoin, I would go ahead and say, there it is. 2150, guys. You do have that liquidity sitting around 2150. So don't be surprised, right? If Bitcoin goes to 57K, 58K, right? That's where I can see the move down here on Ethereum potentially coming to sweep that liquidity. I'll even mark this out. I'll mark this out on the chart. 2150. It literally starts right at our level, right? So 2150 down to, I'll call it 2088. 2150. So 2150, come on, to 2088, right? And we'll make that licks because those are liquidations. And then you have a monthly naked point of control. Guys, I'm going to give some free sauce here. Now, again, it doesn't mean just long when you get down there. This is very important to realize. It doesn't just mean tap this level, go long, right? You have to find the confirmations. But if you come down here, sweep that liquidity, we do have a nice key level of support sitting here at $2,032. So I would love to sweep those long positions below the range, and then I will definitely be looking. And then what does that do also? It's a deviation below your range where you look at it as a cheap asset for a ride back into the value area low and a move back up. Very interesting here. So again, not super bearish, like probably a little more bullish, but sometimes you got to go sweep that liquidity before getting the move up. So this is what catches a lot of people off guard. Let's check out others. I saw somebody asking for others before. So let's see here. Let's do some simple analysis here on the weekly. Money flow. VWAP coming to the downside. So, weekly red dot, not impossible to print here. Now, it doesn't mean we're going to zero, right? Money flow's in the green. That's a good sign. 4-day green dot, crossover into the green. Hey, shout out to Bubba's Crypto. Thank you for the super chat. Yo, Bubba's showing the love, bro. Thank you so much, bro. I appreciate you, Bubba's. Let's get it. We love you, man. He said, smash that like button. It's free. Please, for the love of God. Shout out to the Mafia, guys. 550 likes. It is the easiest and most free way to spread this information out there and grow the Candle Mafia to a more unstoppable force than it already is. If you hit that like button, drop a candle emoji in the chat right now. Let's take a poll via candle emojis. Let me see. Let me see who smashed that. Yeah, shout out to Jesse. He says, Bubba's the king. Let's go. Shout out to Bubba's, man. We appreciate you so much, man. Thank you so much. Let's see. Yo, Macho Man Randy Savage, smash that like button. Let's go. Yeah, candle emojis in the chat if you smash that like button. And if you have not already, run it up. We got 398 likes, guys. We need 550. And we're giving away 3 Frankie Candles hats. We're already giving away $100 in Solana from hitting the like goal from yesterday. Let's do it. I think we can do it. Let's see. Pin my next comment. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob. Thank you for that, brother. We got the altcoin votes in. But real quick, let's take a look at others here. So we want to see this be bullish, guys. If you want your altcoins to rip, I think, and to be honest, guys, like even on Bitcoin, I do think I do think that if we're going to get the big rip up on Bitcoin, I do think it's going to happen fast, and I do think the alts are going to rip really fast too, right? So it's probably going to come out of nowhere. But yeah, let's take a look here. Money flow on the daily's in the green. That's not a bad sign. That is not a bad sign. Let's see. Weekly. Obviously, we were in a pretty strong downtrend here. Potentially looking to flip that to support here. Now, it's not as simple, right? This could be a good sign, right? It doesn't necessarily mean, oh, my God, we flipped it to support. We have to go up. But that is a good sign. I would like to see what this weekly red dot gives us. So we'll see what that next weekly close gives us, because if we get another candle on the weekly, if that red dot starts printing, that's probably the last push down we'll get. If we're going to get the breakout, that could be the last push down that we get. Now, checking out the 3-day, money flow starting to curve up a little bit here. I'd like to see a little more curvature, but that doesn't look bad. Ew, yeah, 4-day red dot looking to print. So, again, I'm not seeing, money flows coming down, red dot on the 4-day. It doesn't necessarily mean, go to zero, but generally, this money flow crossover is hard to tell. Because, was this a fake out into the red? Could have been, right? Because we're back into the green, but we need to see this come out into a bigger green wave, right? Because what this could have been was a fake out into the green. Because when you spend a lot of time in the green like this, if you fake out into the back into the green, if you go into the red and fake back out into the green, what is really important for money flow is not necessarily the crossovers alone, right? It is really direction. And I always tell people, if you're looking at money flow, shout out to Market Cypher. If you guys want Market Cypher, we do have a discount code, MCFrank20, if you want to save some money. Or just go to Market Cypher Trade if you don't want to use our link. It's totally fine. But it's all about direction, right? Now, this money flow is obviously a huge part of my analysis. This is really what helps. Buy and sell indicators don't work, right? You can't just, have something tell you when to buy and sell. But I will say, this is if you have patience and you're not looking to just scalp, this is if you were just to trade money flow crossovers, this is literally what I use to DCA into the market in bear markets, is the high time frame money flow. If you mark this out, money flow crossover into the green, huge move up on the altcoins. Money flow crossover into the red, huge move down on the altcoins. Money flow crossover into the green, huge move up on the altcoins. Money flow crossover into the red. Are you guys getting the whole? This is why money flow is amazing, right? But you can't look at the little flips in between. You got to ignore that and just, kind of, hold on for, the big crossovers, right? And you time that with the timing of the cycles, bull market, bear market. Bull market, bear market, right? So if you were looking at DCA into altcoins, right, you probably would wait for that money flow to cross over into the red on those higher time frames, right? Such as the 4-day, such as the weekly. This is literally the strategy I used to buy, I don't want to say buy the bottom, but buy as close to the bottom of the bear market as I possibly could have, right? I always talk about this. I've been talking about this since I started the channel. I've been using this for a long time, right? Money flow comes into the red. That was the best time to buy Bitcoin, right? On the weekly specifically. Right? Back in 2017, money flow crosses into the red on the weekly. That was the best time to buy Bitcoin, right? Bottom of the bear market. Same thing back here, right? I wasn't even in crypto in 2015, or no, well, not 2015. Really, 2016 was when I got in. But if I was in crypto at 2015, just back testing this, money flow crosses into the red on the weekly. That was your best time. Once that weekly money flow crossed over into the green right here, massive move up. Money flow crosses over into the green here, massive move up. Ignoring the ebbs and flows, massive move up. You would have loved buying down here even if you had to endure the dip in 2020. Same thing here. Money flow crossed over into the red. This is when I announced I was DCAing into Bitcoin, and now we are sitting pretty in profit, right? So money flow is very, very important. And when we take that over to others, we can use that same exact kind of strategy. This is not necessarily what you like to see for a big move up. Now, it doesn't mean that we can't fake out, especially if we're going to see the 4-year cycle continue to play out as they do. We could see, a big move up on altcoins, right? So, but it is all about direction. So for me, I'd like to see that money flow come up and start breaking these previous highs, right? We need to see a big move up, because otherwise this could just, in hindsight, be a big trend to the downside, right? We saw this on the 2-day money flow on Bitcoin. 2-day money flow, we were bearish, right? Because, we knew that money flow was trending out, and the trend is typically where price goes. But when we got this pop up, I got some very valid questions. Frankie, what about that 2-day money flow? It's starting to come up pretty aggressively. Sure, but until you really start cracking these, previous levels, it is really just a continued trend to the downside. That's why, especially on the higher time frames, trend will trump on money flow. So keep that in mind. So there you go. So on others, kind of hard. It is kind of hard to get these high time frame analysis with the money flow when it fakes out like that. But, again, we'll see what that red dot on the 4-day gives us. If that drags us back into the red, this might have just been a big trend to the downside, in which case I don't know if we'll hold that trend line, right? That's why we don't just trade like breakout retest doesn't always mean up, but it could. But we have to see that line up with the money flow. Let's check the 5-day. Yeah, 5 days just cleanly coming out here with the VWAP coming down. That's like really what you want to see here. I always do this. You want to see the opposite. If you want to see this rip to the upside, you want to see money flow in the red and then crossing into the green for a big move up. We simply don't have that. Now, it doesn't mean you can't get the fake outs. You do have situations where you fake out on money flow. We saw this on the daily back here, back over here in February, right? We came down, money flow came into the red on the daily, but then we just faked out and came back up. But we were able to identify that fake out based off of where we were in the cycle. And it's hard to teach that, right? Because the only reason I was able to call for this fake out, I think, was just based off my experience being in crypto for so long and looking at market ciphers money flow specifically for so long, so many years, right? So it's kind of hard to call that. Like, even when you try to call for a fake out on money flow, like, you're going against the TA. It's not necessarily what you want to do. Huge risk calling for that fake out, but we just wound up getting it right. So you're never going to get it 100% of the time. But again, just generally, you want to see that money flow trend up, and that's not what we're seeing. We are seeing the opposite. So again, I wouldn't necessarily say that means we're going to dump, but it's just not what you want to see for a big pump to the upside. Because here, the daily, money flow crossover into the green, not looking too bad. And I'll be honest, like, a lot of these altcoins don't look that bad either, right? Adam just getting crushed here. Poor Adam, man. I hold Adam. But this thing's just getting absolutely decimated. I mean, we are potentially making a higher low here. But just to say that, right? Like, on the higher time frames, a lot of these altcoins, 2-day money flow, not looking bad, right? Let's get this money flow to continue trending up. It won't be looking too bad. Let's see. Like, even on Neutron, money flow trending up. Atom, money flow, we just look at that. Money flow kind of trying to trend up. Dogecoin, right? Like, it's all about direction. Could get choppy, could be choppy, right? But eventually, in the long term, higher time frame, like, you just want to see this money flow continue up. Yeah, like 2-day money flow is really the bullish case here for altcoins. But not enough for me to, like, we got to get, it's all based off Bitcoin, right? If Bitcoin's not going to go up, the altcoins probably aren't going to follow, right? So just keep that in mind. But there are a lot of altcoins that don't look too bad. So yeah, others is kind of hard to read, though. But I will just say, looking at others, you really want to hold that trend line, to be quite honest, right? And we are holding it as of right now, depending on how you look at it. So, yeah, I mean, you want to hold above this level. Like, stay above 197, 198. See if we can get a, like VPVR. Oh, yeah, this is the level, guys. Like you start, let me zoom in a little bit more here. Even here on the VPVR, you start, you actually do have pretty strong support here. You just want to hold this trend line. Like, could you come back down and test this at lower prices? Maybe. Hard to call. Very, very hard to call. Shout out to Wick589. Let's get it. Shout out to Wick. Gifted those 50 Frankie. I'm so used to golden. 5 Frankie Candles memberships. Screw it. 50 Frankie Candles memberships. We'll just say it. Shout out to Wick. Let's go. He is also, guys, one of the biggest and most popular professional poets out there. Wick is out there crushing the poem game. Shout out to Wick, and shout out to everybody who just got a membership. Let's go. Drop some, are there raccoon emojis or possum emojis? Drop a raccoon emoji if they have them. Drop some kind of emoji that resembles a possum for Wick589. Let's go. Thank you so much, bro. We appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. This stream is lit. Hey, shout out to Brensdo. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I don't even know if I see it correctly. But shout out to you, bro. Hey, don't forget to like and subscribe, man. I appreciate you. Thank you very much, Wick589. Let's go. Shout out to Crypto Trey. Let's get it. Yo, you guys are the best, man. You guys are the best. Shout out to Wick and Bubba's, man, and everybody super chat and all that. You guys are the best. Possum emoji, let's go. Shout out to Retro Mike Tech. The raccoon emoji is real, guys. Drop them. Yo, rat is crazy. What do they call raccoons? Trash cats? I think that's what they call them. Hey, what is up, Charles P360? What's going on, bro? Good to see you in here. But let's continue on. Trader NZ in the chat. Let's go. Shout out to the Mafia. But yeah, kind of hard to read here. I will say, let's read it like this. Others, right? Because like we're kind of just analyzing the entire crypto market, right? Or at least the lower market cap altcoins by looking at at others. Like, if we look at it like this, I can only analyze it the way I analyze things, right? So, here's your major volume profile. This has been pretty trusty, right? You have the 2024 kind of top here, right? Not the 2021 top, but the 2024 top. You break down below here, bearish retest, that's where you get your big move down. But what do we always look for here, guys? When you deviate below these volume profiles, typically you will see price gravitate towards that last area of value, which is here between about 246 and 330. So really what we need to do, this is your key level to the upside, right? Right here. You want to get above this value area low. And then once you get up in here, this is key resistance until proven otherwise. But once you flip this, you could start see things start to fly. So that's your key level here of resistance. Key level of support, in all honesty, let's pull a fib here real quick. Yeah, I mean, we have held that higher low. That's not a bad sign. We've broken structure here as well, or gotten a change of character here. So, yeah, like even if we do get a little bit more of a pullback, let me pull this trend line again. Let's pull it on the weekly. Right, like we pull this trend line, and again, I'm not a huge trend line guy, but, it is, it's just an identification of trend. But even if we did pull back a little bit more, if we hold this zone here, we could still continue up. So I don't know if it's just straight up right now for altcoins, but, I do think we could be coming to an end here as far as, the brutality we've seen of just sideways and bearish action on stuff, right? And remember, like, a lot of this stuff, like go to Dogecoin, right? A lot of this stuff, we've seen big moves up in 2024, right? And then we just got this huge correction. But overall, like we haven't really seen anything like too horrible happen. Like we're holding retracement levels here. So, and remember, like what else are we testing here? We're also testing previous bear market range highs, right? So like really like here on especially Dogecoin, I like to get rid of the local levels here. Like something on Dogecoin here, like this value area high. We got the big breakout, right? Sometimes price likes to come back and test those value area highs before getting the next real big move up. So, yeah, like I don't know if it's going to be up right now, but, a lot of this stuff looks the same, right? Pull up others again. Kind of the same thing, right? We kind of came back. Let me pull up the daily, get a little bit more price action in here, right? Let me minimize this to give myself a little bit more space. Let's pull that little bear market range. Not quite, right? We didn't make it all the way back down here. But you did tap this high, right? So, like, you could argue that you're just coming back down here to tap that, previous range high, right? So, it doesn't look bad. Like, this could be a local bottom, which is what we would want to see altcoins go up. It just doesn't mean up straight right now. Keep that in mind. So there you go. Kind of long-winded on others there, but I did just want to kind of cover that for you guys. So let's go ahead and jump on into ICP, guys. We have not looked at ICP in quite some time. Let's pull up that live stream chart. ICP. And that's why I love trading, guys, because I know it does sound really daunting to a lot of people, right? Like, oh, come on, Frankie, I just want them all to go up. But this is why I love trading, right? Because we make money on the way up and down, right? So it kind of keeps the excitement at all times, right? Like the bear markets feel like new bull markets because if you can make money, like, if this is a bull market, just say this is a bull market. Everyone has to wait for price to pump for the bull market. But in the bear markets, right, or just like the long downtrends, like this is just another bull market because we could short on the way down. That's why I love trading, right? Like this 2022 bear market, I made a ton of money, right? It felt like another bull market because a chart is just a chart. When you trade, all you need is price movement. Doesn't matter if it's up, down, or sideways. You just need volatility to make money. That's the beauty of being a technician, right, or technical analyst or a trader. Let's go. Scout Long continue to pay us out here on Blowfin. Let's go. Quick 732, at least as of right now on the day. Not too bad. Not too bad. All right, let's see. Shout out to Wix Wi-Fi 89 says, you come to me on the day of my daughter's wedding. Shout out to the Godfather. Is the Godfather in chat today? Let me know. Yo, the Panda Bear is in the chat for Wick. I like Panda Bear. It's a little nicer. Shout out to Eugene Sky. Says, I predict explosion last week of the month. That tracks with what I would look for, or that tracks with what I would want, right? If we pull back to 58, 57K, like there is time to come down here before ripping. Not totally off my plan. So, yeah, shout out to Eugene, or Eugene Sky. I don't know if that's Eugene or Eugene Sky. I never know how to say that, bro, but shout out to you. You've been here for quite some time. The Godfather is in the chat, always lurking, always watching. Unbelievable. Shout out to the Godfather. Show him some respect in the chat, guys. Shout out to Nick the Greek said, when you close the scalp, I'm also in. Actually, if you scrub to the beginning of the chat of the live stream, I actually cover kind of my plan for that trade. Now, again, guys, this scalp was given in the premium Discord earlier today. This is not like, I don't want anyone thinking like long Bitcoin now, right? Like, we've already gotten the move up. We've gotten a good entry. So just keep that in mind. I don't want anyone like taking that the wrong way, thinking like, oh, he's long. Should I long right now? It's not. It's for anyone who's new, right? I know the Mafia knows, but anyone who's new, just like you can't, don't do that. You're going to likely lose money. So, why does this keep happening? Why do I keep getting just wrecked out of my charts here? My thoughts for that long, right? 61.4. 61.4 is going to be a big level. Let me just pull it up real quick. Lower range, right? So there's a few different levels, right? 60,400 is a big level. It is your macro value area low, just to show that, right? Macro value area low at 61,400. But in the local context, and let me actually pull the golden pocket. Boom, right? 60,800. Really what I would like to see. 60,400 would be a big level for me. And then 61,400 would be another big level. Pull your come on. Give it to me. Your local value area low. Yeah. 60,400. Like, that is confluent with your main range low, right? So like this kind of zone for me is a big TP level. Now, again, my stop loss is at break even, so it is a risk-free trade for me in case we mega dump here and I'm we're looking at an altcoin, we mega dump and I get stopped out. It is no loss to me, so just keep that in mind. But this would be kind of a big zone for me. Like, we're kind of approaching it. So yeah. Probably going to be turbulent though, right? We might come back down, then come up to that level, who knows. But yeah, that's kind of a big level for me. So there you go. Shout out to Nick the Greek. You got to pay yourself when you're in the green, right? Nothing wrong, right? Nothing wrong with taking some money off the table here, right? Like for me, like maybe locking some money here. Like you have to pay yourself when you're in the green. Just because I'm looking to take profit at a certain level, like my trading plan, my situation might be different than yours. But shout out to Nick the Greek. Let's go. Should we throw some money for you, brother? I think I still have a bunch of. Oh no, we got like a mix here. We'll throw some 20s for Nick the Greek. Let's go. And we'll throw some hungies for you too. Let's go. Bing bong. Shout out to Nick the Greek. Let's get it, bro. Bada boom, bada bing. Thanks. Shout out to Nick the Greek. No problem, bro. Okay. Okay. Let's continue on here. We took a look at ICP. Am I tripping? Did we take a look at? We did not take a look at ICP. Why do I keep getting kicked out of my live stream chart? All right. ICP. We have not taken a look at ICP in quite some time here. But let's take a look. So let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Smash that like button if you have not already, guys. I don't know how many people are in here right now, but I'm sure we have enough for 550. Smash that like button. Free sauce here. Free sauce. Okay. 12-hour money flow coming into the red here. That's not great. VWAP coming up, though. Let's check the daily. Yeah, daily VWAP on its way up. I mean, this is kind of rough. Yeah, money flow is choppy here. Very choppy. Ew, this is rough. I mean, honestly, ICB has been pretty choppy. Bing, bong, bing. This is ugly. But I would say... no bull div here. Kind of hard to call here on ICP, to be honest with you. Yeah, 2-day money flow is really what we are looking for on the altcoins. Once this money flow starts crossing over into the green, VWAP super choppy. But this 2-day money flow is not bad. This is kind of what I would watch. But yeah, I mean, local levels. I mean, yeah, you rejected this POC value area low. Get rid of this. Get rid of this little local level here. I'll even get rid of this. We could just pull this as kind of like its own range now. This is much cleaner to look at. And kind of tracks a bit better, in my opinion. Yeah, it tracks a little bit better, in my opinion, with what the TA says. So, I'll be honest, guys. Money flow is not too clear here. I'm just going to give the levels because money flow is pretty chopped up on this. But I will say we now have like two major value areas. Value area 1, value area 2. So if we can't get back above this POC, maybe if Bitcoin goes back down to 58, 57K, we can get a move closer to that value area low sitting at 680. I don't know if you're guaranteed that move. And the reason for that is simply because if you pull your fib here, you do have an opportunity to maybe get saved by that 786. So I will actually, this is key, right? Come on. This is for sure key. Because if you lose that 786, that's where value area low is very likely. But maybe you can just get saved by that 786 back above the POC and then start to work yourself back up to the high. But for the most part, you need to reclaim this POC in order to get back up to that value area high. If you can't reclaim that POC, I'd look for the bigger move down for the most part, if you don't hold the 786, to the value area low. And then I would be willing to look for longs there. If you break back above that POC, you got to get above the value area high. But that's essentially just it, right? You have value down here, and you have value up here. If you get an impulse out of this value area, you are likely going to seek this one, right? And that's what you want. Biggest level of resistance for higher prices on ICP would be 1017. But yeah, you got to get above that POC. This is your key level right now. 830. If you can't get back above 830, you're not even looking. You're not looking towards a double-digit ICP. You got to get above 830. That's your big ticket. And then really, final destination or final boss is $9. But yeah, until you break that POC, I'd be looking for a move down to the 786 and potentially the value area low. Very simply put. So there you go. There's ICP. Let's go ahead and check SEEP. Or Sui, as some people say it. I don't know who would call it Sui. Who said it? Was it Wick? Somebody said they're looking to buy Erythrium. Shout out to whoever said that. I think it was Wick 589. Let's see. Oh, you guys are wild. Okay, let's continue on. It's all going to zero. Shout out to Savage Trades. No, we don't want to go to zero. It's all going to zero, guys. It's all going to zero. No, I would say it's all going to 50. Bitcoin is all going to 57, 58, and then 70 to 75. That's my guess. But we'll see. If it goes to zero, we're getting rich either way. I'll tell you that. Shout out to Savage Trades. Excuse me. Guys, I had this last little cough from when I was sick the other week. Last week, I think. Yeah, ETH is a must-to-have in your portfolio. Gen Z, I agree. I do own a lot of Ethereum. Ethereum, Solana, Bitcoin are like my big higher market cap holds. Yeah, shout out to Sufficient Enough says going to zero, then up to 127K. I would agree with you. I'm just kidding, not zero. All right, let's take a look here. Sui with a big pullback. What were we looking at on Sui last time, guys? Let's just pull up the chart because that's how we'll tell, right? Oh, baby, tap that all-time high. Okay, so yeah, this is I didn't really have much of a prediction on Sui, but just kind of doing the TA here naturally. Value area high. This is your key level. Break out of the value area high. That last level of defense for price discovery was the all-time high at $2.17. One thing we were saying was do not get overly bullish here, right? Like this was a massive move up, right? Actually, we were looking at Sui all the way back on that daily money flow crossover. So again, shout out to anybody who is, if you are using Market Cipher or not using Market Cipher, just understand this is the power of money flow, right? The power of money flow. We looked at this back before Sui had the big pump, right? We saw this last money flow crossover on the daily, calling for a big move up, or gave us a big move up rather, right? Not calling for it, but gave us the big move up. Once we had this big money flow in the red, right? A lot of times when you spend a lot of time in the red, finally get a crossover into the green, oftentimes you get the big move, right? And just very simply put, turn off your TA, money flow crossover into the green, big move. Money flow crossover into the red, big move. Money flow crossover into the green, big move. This is like, honestly, Market Cipher's money flow is like one of the simplest, like especially if you're looking to DCA into the market, you're looking to time your entries into the long-term market as a long-term investment. Money flow is one of the best things to look at, in my opinion, right? Like you get the crossover into the green, like, and you're not worried about little pullbacks. You're just looking to DCA in. Like this is the thing to look at, to be quite honest. And then, looking at that daily money flow crossover saying, can we get the big move up? What happens? You get the money flow crossover, you get the huge move up, right? Potentially, right? If this money flow crossover cools off and then continues up and we continue the trend to the upside, potentially bringing you up to the 262, 289, and potentially all the way up to the 323 level. All things we've been looking at. But as we approach these all-time highs, you don't want to get overly bullish. Main reason being that you're at the value area high of the range with bearish divergences forming on timeframes such as the daily. So the pullback was likely. Doesn't mean you're bearish long-term, right? But you could get that pullback, could get that slight pullback. But holding above that 786 is huge, right? Like we are potentially looking for all-time highs here, especially if that money flow keeps looking as good as it is. Look at that 2-day money flow on SUI. Is SUI going to lead the market here on the altcoins, right? Again, not necessarily up in a straight line. Maybe we pull back. Maybe Bitcoin goes to 58, 57. It's like, oh my God, SUI's going down. Bounces off the POC. Bitcoin gets the big bounce off 57. Everything goes up, and then you start seeing the altcoins fly. That's something that you could see happen, right? Because that 2-day money flow, this is what you want to see for big moves up. Again, daily money flow happened on this gold line. That started your big move up, and then you cooled off. Once that 2-day money flow crossed over into the green, that's where the bigger move happened, right? So this is bullish. This 2-day money flow looks great on SUI, especially like once you get that green dot on the 2-day, and again, maybe you cool off short term, but once that green dot on the 2-day could give you that next big leg up. And for me, once you break that all-time high, I'd be targeting up here. Again, 260 to about 290. Not looking too bad. But as of right now, shorter term, if you hold above the value area high, that would be super bullish, right? But I don't know if you're going to get that. It really depends. If you break down below the value area high, I'd probably look for a move down to the POC, but that would not be overall bearish in my opinion. It would just be, slightly, short-term bearish, but for a continuation up. You got a huge move up here, right? So it's not impossible to come like, a lot of longs here, probably a lot of liquidity, maybe get a little washout before going back up. Wouldn't be out of the question for me. And then, if we just pull some fibs here, let's pull some macro fibs, like from real significant lows. So, yeah, I mean, the local levels, like value area, I actually have to move this up now. So, like major support zones here, value area low, golden pocket 786, like between, 130. I don't know if you're going to get all the way back down there, but if you got some kind of big move down, this would be massive support on SUI. Big, important support. And again, it's just value area stuff. Get above the value area low, look to fill to the POC, look to fill to the value area high. Deviate above the high, look to come back into the range, get stuck underneath, go to the POC, potentially go down to the low. Doesn't guarantee the move to the low, but it's just if this, then that. Very important support if you come down there. You have your macro golden pocket, significant golden pocket with your value area low confluence with the beauty of the kind of context of the volume profile. So, and then if we pull, let's pull some local fibs. Yeah, kind of hard. I'd like to see some confluence on the POC, which we do have. So, yeah, I mean, POC is your next real key level of support down below. If you wanted to look at it as a zone, you could kind of look at it like this, right? So, zone number 1, zone number 2. And this starts at about 168 down to the POC at 155. So, I don't know if you're going to get it, but if you were to get a pullback and a bounce, probably going to look something like that or like that if there's going to be a big continuation to all-time highs, in my opinion. But you got to break below that value area high first. So there you go. That is SUI. Let's go ahead and check out Reef. Whoops. Let's see. Bada boom. Daily green dot. Dang, Reef is flying. That's... All right, I think that's about as much price history as we're going to get. Yeah. Take a look at the Binance chart. So, kind of hard to, not a lot to go off of here, to be quite honest with you. I mean, tapping a macro golden pocket here. Weekly money flow crossover into the green. That is good. But again, nothing goes up in a straight line forever. VWAP coming down. 5-day red dot looking to print. 3-day red dot printing. So, nice move up here. Not, in my opinion, the time to FOMO in, though, right? You want to wait for a pullback before coming back up. And in my opinion, no real significant ranges here. So what I'm going to do is pull up the VPVR. Let's see. Come on. There we go. So I would be looking at this as a very key level of support. Let's come on down to the daily. key support zone number 1. Yeah, I would say this is key support zone number 1, right? You have the high volume nodes, some consolidation here, local golden pocket 786, somewhat local. To be honest, like that is gonna. Oh, I don't know. You have the high volume node here, 786. I don't love this fib pull, to be quite honest with you, but this is kind of the most significant level you have before volume starts to fall off into this higher volume node. Which honestly, this is a little bit more identifiable. So yeah, this is kind of wonky, guys, to be honest. Like just like a straight move up like this is a little bit wonky. I'd like to see this line up with a little bit more of a this is a macro golden pocket. So yeah, these are probably the zones I would look at. It's a little bit wonked. I would like to see price come down a little bit before I look for a position back up. But weekly money flow crossover looking pretty nice here. This is very hard to analyze. Just like slow grind to the upside, big dump, big pump. Very hard to analyze. What I could do is maybe pull this. But you still have this big wonked up. Yeah, this is, okay, so there is somewhat a confluence here. I mean, I don't love this zone up here. And again, I'm not saying, I will just mark this off. Sorry, guys, this is kind of hard to read. Like, this whole high volume node would be like, it's a big range, though. But this whole high volume node here is going to be key support, right? You have some consolidation. You have the high volume node. Let me zoom in and get this a little bit better. Come on. There we go. So, yeah. This would be key level, right? Really between 0.00475 all the way down to about 0.004186. So there you go. That's kind of the first major level in my opinion. And then if you continue down, I don't know if you're going to come all the way back down here, but let me pull up the larger profile here. I'm actually going to mark this out. Bada boom. As a volume profile. Got your high, your POC, your low. Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, these are huge ranges. It's really hard to read. But yeah, these are some levels. I mean, if you break below this, 4036, like that's kind of where I would look for the bigger move down, potentially down to the 2160 level. But this is like very hard to read. I would like to wait for some structure to form here before I can do some sound analysis on Reef. But this thing is flying. I would not be buying this top in my opinion. Doesn't mean you can't continue up, but I would not be buying this top. You do have a fresh green dot on the daily, which is nice, but you're also consistently forming bearish divergences. So I just can't buy a top like this. Even if it goes, I have to wait for a bigger pullback. But yeah, this thing looks good. I mean, weekly money flow crossover giving you that move is nice. And this is what we want to see. We want to see some of these altcoins start to move. Like even if Bitcoin does get the pullback, right? Even if Bitcoin gets down to that 57, 58K zone, which again, is kind of that final drop down that I would look for before a bigger move up. If we do get that, seeing these altcoins start to move a little bit, like even TIA was something I was looking at recently, just sitting at this value area low. Like this looks like a good buy to me, in my opinion, right? Not, oh my God, buy TIA because Frankie Kendall said so. We still have potential more downside here, but you don't want, here's the thing, right? Nobody wants to buy altcoins when they're down here. Everybody wants to wait for the big moves up before people ask to look at it, right? Like what I like is when people say, hey, Frankie, can you look at this altcoin? It's down 50% over the past few days, whatever it is. Is it a good buy? That's what you should be asking. Not that, obviously when price pumps, people want to see the coin. Like, hey, what's going on with this thing? Is it going to go back down? But the psychology there is a little flawed in my opinion, right? Because nobody wants to see the coin that's dumping, or I guess they do, but like it really, like no one is going to want to look at TIA, right? Like once TIA rips out of here, breaks into this low volume gap and gets a big move up to $8, $9, this is where everybody's going to want to see TIA. Nobody wants to hear it down here. But for me, this is where I'm going to accumulate TIA, not up here. So, and again, the fact that we're seeing, Reef, I actually didn't know that was ripping like that today. But Reef, we saw, the fact that we're seeing Sui, some of these altcoins start to go, like maybe this is early signs that some of these are going to follow. And again, it doesn't mean buy now, it's going up in a straight line. Maybe there's one last dump. I don't know. It's hard to say. But for long-term investment, DCAing down here is not a bad time in my opinion, right? Not that you should do that. This is not financial advice. It's just entertainment, education purposes. But this is, just remember, no one wants it down here. Everybody wants to know about it up here. So just keep that in mind. And, Yeah, we'll see what happens. Because I do think when alt season happens, when Bitcoin rips, it's going to be like, oh my God, Bitcoin's ripping. We broke out. Oh my God. And it's going to be too late at that time, right? Or not too late, but like not the best time to buy. So yeah, this boar fest is not the worst thing ever. These dumps are not the worst thing ever. They are opportunities, and remember that. Oh, hey, Jason Casper in the chat. Shout out to Jason. Let's go. Hey, bro, thank you for the super chat, man. Shout out to Jason. He said, who's been smoking that reef? Yo, shout out to Jason, bro. Let's get it. Thank you for being here, bro. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you're doing well, Jason. Yo, who's been smoking that reef? Yeah, she's pumping, man. You want to talk about smoking hopium? Somebody been smoking reef. Let's go. Shout out to Jason Casper. Thank you for tuning in, bro. What are you thinking, Jason? Let's see. Yeah, let me know. What are you thinking, bro? You thinking, are you bullish, bearish, perma-bullish, perma-bearish? I mean, I feel like I'm always just perma-bullish in the long term. But what are you thinking here? You think we're going to go get one more last drop down? I'm looking for a drop into 58 to 57K. Let me know. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. I'm taking that Tia advice. Yeah, shout out to Jason. I was actually saying the other day on my stream, bro, I'm probably going to, I own a little bit of Tia, but I actually got my first entry was not great, right? I'm like just kind of buying all the way down. This is like kind of the first significant bottom that I can see. I mean, I guess if we lose 384, like that's probably not going to be very good. But yeah, for me, like, I don't know. I'm thinking about dumping down here. Whatever. We go to zero. I'm almost. At that point, I'll just hold it. I'll just hold it to zero, I guess. At that point. Let's see. Shout out to Torgado says. Torgado says. Oh, where'd it go? It moved. Said, hey Frankie, R-Weave keeps on dumping. Can you have a look at it, please? R-Weave. Yeah, we can take a look at R-Weave. Let's see. Let's pull up the Bybit chart. Oh, baby. This actually looks somewhat not horrible to me, to be honest. And there you go. Shout out to Torgado asking about the coins that are dumping. Somewhat falling wedgie, in my opinion. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to all the wedgies out there. Man, remember wedgies? I forgot about those. Let's see. I mean, hey, when did this thing pump? Hey, shout out to Jake, bro. Thank you for the super chats, bro. Shout out to Jason. Thank you so much, man. He said, I want another drop too. I longed this bottom today, but looking at it as a scalp. Next drop, I want to put 500K on a long. Yo, shout out to Jason, bro. Yo, let's go, bro. I am long on this drop as well. Where we at? Yeah, I'm still long from 58K, and I'm also long from this little dump here. But I am looking, bro. I am looking for this. Oh, she's still pushing up, baby. Let's go. But yeah, man, I'm the same exact thing. Shout out to Jason. I don't know how long you've been in here, but if you go to the beginning of the stream, that's like literally what I'm looking for, bro. Like we took this long here as a scalp. Looking at this like almost the same, right? Like looking for the scalp into the fibs or the local value area highs, and then get that last boom. And then drop in on the shorts, and then this is where I'm really looking for bada boom, bada bing. That's really the level. So shout out to Jason. Let's go. Thank you so much for the super chats, bro. I appreciate you so much. 54, 50. Yeah, shout out to Jason. Let's go, bro. Yeah, I have bro. Shout out to Jason, bro. Let me know. Have you ever, because I always talk about this, happens to me sometimes, not recently, I've actually like buckled down on this. Do you ever, I assume you have a ton of trading accounts, right? Like for me, I have my personal accounts, I have business accounts, I have content accounts, DGen accounts. Do you ever sometimes log into accounts or have you ever logged into account and forgot you had a position open on a certain exchange? Has it ever happened to you, bro? It happened to me 3 times in a row in like a 2-month period, and I just completely lucked out where I opened the exchange and the trades were up, and then I consolidated all my accounts. Now I don't have as many accounts. But yeah, it gets messy sometimes between all the different accounts. And taxes are a mess. Taxes are a headache. But yeah, shout out to Jason, bro. Let's see. I wanted to reject right there. 60,400 so bad. Yeah, let's go. That's literally one of the big levels I'm looking at. Now, I'm not saying we can't get above that. But yeah, 60,400. Where's my trading view? Just keeps trolling me today. Oh, here it is. Okay, yeah, so 60,400. I'll tell you exactly what I'm looking at there, brother. Where are we? Where's that local range? Lower range. Yeah, 60,000. I'm sorry. 60,400 is the value area low of the macro range, right? Where am I? Right here. 60,400. That is the big one right there, right? Come up there. Potential rejection, but I do think we could potentially come up a little higher to the local fib levels, but I will be locking in profits, moving my stop losses, and profiting either way. Yo, Jason, bro, shout out to you, man. Thank you again for the super chat. He said, we can all collude together and all YouTuber and communities to long the next dip to move the price. And yes, logged into ZoomX yesterday on a short of 10K. Let's go. Shout out to Jason. I don't know how I luck out every single time I log into an account, bro. And I forget the trade is open. I'm always like, first time I was like, oh my God, I have a position open. I click the tab and I'm like, oh, thank God. I just close it right away. Yeah, it is. It gets pretty crazy. And then 3 times in a row. I lucked out 3 times in a row. And I was like, okay, I need to consolidate some of this stuff. Absolutely insane. Shout out to Jason. Yes, bro, we got to come together. We should have a stream together, bro, where we just sit there. You could play the pump song, and I'll be screaming at the levels, and we will bing-bong that thing, and we'll just get everybody to long the same zone, and maybe we can move price. That'd be lit. We'll all be on high leverage and just trying to crank that degenerately to the upside. Bro, that would be fun. That would be hilarious. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Okay. Let's go ahead and I actually think, what are we? I think we're running out of time here. Yeah, so we didn't get, oh no, we looked at Reef. We got all the altcoins. So that is all the time I think we have for tonight's live stream, guys. Reef Finance, can you take a look? Shout out to the Godfather. We did just take a look at Reef. Just scrub back a little bit. We did take a look at it. But yeah, let's see. Yo, shout out to, who said that? Shout out to Richard. Richard says, you got to do it now. No. We wanted to only pump a little bit right now, and then we wanted to dump one more time, and then we'll load in all the longs, and we'll get Jason's community and the CandleMafia together, and we will all long at the exact same time. 3, 2, 1, smash 200x longs, and we'll rip price back up to all-time highs, and we'll start the bull run, and then we can go back and say, hey, we were the ones that started the bull run. Let's go. But guys, with all that being said, I got to get out of here. It's actually pretty funny. I've been trying to keep the streams a little bit shorter recently. Just for retention reasons, but when we get those, sometimes we just get stuck on the live stream for a little bit longer. But typically we try to keep them between like an hour-ish, hour and a half-ish. But oftentimes Mrs. Candle, I could smell what Mrs. Candles is cooking. I can smell what she's cooking, and that is usually my sign to. I look at the clock and we can do it. Yeah, shout out to Jason. We can do it, bro. I think we can. I wonder what the math is on that. Like how many people would we have to get together? How much money would we have to? You could probably do that math somehow. I'm not the guy, but I'm sure you could do that math. Like how much money you would need. You could probably calculate it off like market cap or whatever. How much money you would need to move the price, a certain percentage. We could probably get the communities together and pool it all together and do it. I think we could. But yeah, I smell Mrs. Candles is cooking. I look at the clock and I'm like, oh, it's been an hour. Or, oh, it's been an hour and a half. Shout out to the Mrs. Candles hands in the chat. Spam those Mrs. Candles hands in the chat on your way out, guys. And smash that like button. We are almost at 550 likes. We will be giving away some hats if we get 550 likes before the end of the stream or before the end of the waiting room. But with all that being said, guys, that's all the time I got for tonight's live stream. Shout out to WixY589. Shout out to Jesse. Shout out to BTC Boss. Shout out to Hollywood. Shout out to Richards. Shout out to Jason Casper. Thank you for coming in and hanging out with us today. I appreciate you so much, bro. And we will see you tomorrow, same place, same time, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's see if we can get this thing to move more. That's all I got. I'll see you guys next time. Hasta pasta. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
Coach, what's next for me, Joe? I'm gonna get that second bell. Where the is it? They should have had them 2 bells ready. Space shine for me.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test. Now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, don't know what is in me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up for my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in my, yeah.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like, yeah, you about to see me on demand like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey,
sorry guys,
on the
that's
road,
the pasta.
here we go. Yeah, at the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor.